talk about slippery elm, and then I will show you how to make the poultice. Slippery elm is the powdered bark of the slippery elm tree. And when you put water with slippery elm, it goes like a thick jelly. Now, slippery elm has a growth stimulant in it, so it's excellent for healing the gastrointestinal tract. I talked about it earlier in the week. So when you put slippery elm with water, you would put about a teaspoon with about half a cup of warm water. You have to mix very well and drink it down, or it'll go very thick. So if I have a guest who maybe has some diarrhea and sore gut, I'll say, "Are you ready?" And when they nod, I mix it, say, "Drink, drink." If you mix it and put it down, it'll go thick, and then you're eating it with a spoon. And one man said he doesn't mind eating it with a spoon. Well, he can eat it with a spoon if he wants. But most people would prefer to drink it down before it goes too thick. I'm going to show you how to make a slippery elm and charcoal poultice. Maybe this is for a bee sting. So I use about a teaspoon of slippery elm, and see it's like a powder. And then I'm going to use a teaspoon of charcoal. You never want to drop this jar. So I use about the same amount. You always put the lid back on the jar very carefully. When I was in the rainforest, I just used to use the charcoal out of the fire, and I would blend it, and if I did blend it, I couldn't open the blender for about half an hour. You have to wait for it settles down. Or sometimes I put it in a bag and get the rolling pin and crush it. But now that I'm civilised, I buy activated charcoal. And it's a nice fine white powder. Sorry, black powder. Fine powder is what I meant to say. And it's a lot easier to drink or use because there's no lumps in it like my rainforest charcoal, but it does the same thing. Activated charcoal is a little bit more potent. They slowly combust it and put a fine layer of moisture over it, and it activates it so it's a bit more potent. But any charcoal will work. So I have got here, I think you can see it, don't want to tip it too much, is I've just mixed the charcoal and the slippery elm, and now I'm going to put a bit of water. I'm not sure how much. Put a little bit of water in it, and if it's too thick, add a bit more water. If it's too runny, then add a bit more slippery elm, so you play with it. And what I'm aiming is that this mixture here will be almost like a lump of jelly. So I'm mixing, and I shall put it in a poultice in a minute, and you will